A black man's death by an Aurora police officer now gets the attention of the nation. More than 2 million people have signed a petition to reopen the investigation into what happened to Elijah McClain. His family says that he was targeted because he was black and wearing a mask.
Now the city of Aurora is deciding on an independent investigator to look into his death. And late today, the governor weighed in. But first, our Dylan Thomas talked with the family's lawyer on the chain of events that refocused attention on McClain's death.
It was only about 8 months ago that 2 to 3 dozen people gathered right here on the steps of the Aurora Municipal Center calling for justice for Elijah McClain. But now, in wake of the deaths of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor, Elijah's name and story are being shared around the globe.
Say his name! Elijah McClain!
I'm surprised how long it has taken for the world to take notice of this case.
It's been almost a year since Elijah McClain died after he was taken to the ground by police, placed in a chokehold, and given ketamine. It started when someone called 911 to report a man was wearing a mask and acting odd as he walked home. McClain was not armed and hadn't committed a crime.
It's very disappointing that it took the murder of somebody all the way across the country for people here in Colorado to finally take notice, but it's happening.
Mari Newman, the McClain family attorney, says the case is finally getting national and international attention. Millions have now heard Elijah's story, even celebrities now calling for investigations.
It shouldn't take millions of people signing a petition, and it shouldn't take international media attention for elected officials to do their jobs.
While the family wants charges against officers, they hope the public will remember Elijah as a kind young man.
He was an angel among humans. He would go to play his violin on his lunch hour to animals who were waiting to be adopted so they wouldn't be lonely. The public sees through that effort to avoid accountability and is now standing up and saying Aurora needs to take responsibility and do what's right.
Newman tells us she is not surprised that McClain's story is now being shared far beyond the steps here of the Municipal Center in Aurora. CBS 4 has tracked his story being shared as far away as Portugal. In Aurora, Dylan Thomas covering Colorado First.
Governor Polis said this about the McClain case on Twitter today. I have instructed my legal counsel to examine what the state can do, and we are assessing next steps. Public confidence in our law enforcement process is incredibly important now, more than ever. The governor continuing a fair and objective process free from real or perceived bias for investigating officer-involved killings is critical.